This is the Federal Retirement Experts Podcast with your host, Gregory Jameson.
Well, hello and welcome into Federal Retirement Experts. We got a great show for you today, a special episode with a special guest coming up. Gregory, welcome in. How are you?
Doing great. Great to be here. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. If you aren't familiar, Greg is a vice president of Federal Retirement Experts, also a retirement coach, and takes clients through this process all the time. And we're really excited today to have a special guest to kind of talk about that experience with Federal Retirement Experts, kind of give a firsthand account for anyone that's considering working with them or unsure of the process and just want to get a better feel for what that's like. I'm excited today to talk with Kathy, who joins us. And Kathy, first off, thanks for being a part of the show. We appreciate you taking some time to come on and just talk to us a little bit about this. But what I love about you is you're approaching retirement and you know exactly down to the day and not probably down to the hour, but I know right now you're focused on the day right now till retirement, right?
Yes. Thank you for having me today. And yes, it's 2 months and 7 days until I retire. So yeah, I'm looking forward to retirement. I've had a great career, but I'm looking forward to retirement.
That is awesome. And congratulations on getting to that point. I know you're excited. You got a lot of big plans. We might talk about some of those today, but I know Kathy is a park ranger with the National Park Service and getting close to retirement. So Kathy, I just want to first kind of get the sense of when did you start thinking about retirement and planning and how did you get in touch with Federal Retirement Experts?
Well, the National Park Service does allow some of the advertisement for different types of retirement coaches or consultants. And I saw Federal Retirement Experts a flyer come through my email. And I started thinking about retirement about 2 years ago and had been kind of playing around with dates and didn't know quite where to go. So I thought I called and they said it was free and I would get a consultation. So that's how I started the process.
That's awesome. And so, Greg, we usually focus on you here. We're gonna kind of hone in on her experience so far working with you. I know you have a lot of time spent with Kathy so far, and we're kind of going to talk through that a little bit. But just kind of in general so far, what's that experience been like with Federal Retirement Experts and Gregory as well?
Well, I would say that it's been excellent. I have always had great rapport with anyone I've spoken with. I've mainly worked with Gregory, but all the people that do the scheduling and make sure that everything is set up so we have our Zooms or our meetings, always been on top of it, numerous reminders, various different ways, however I want to get reminded, and always have helped me with the technical end of things. So that's always a challenge if you've got, if you're in an office and computers and that kind of stuff. So they've always been very great about the scheduling and then the actual retirement counseling, coaching has been wonderful. Answered all my questions, sent me all sorts of paperwork and anything that I needed to see, maybe not just on the screen, but in person. Because I've been 38 years in this federal service, I started out with paper. We didn't have computers when I started. So they've been very accommodating and very helpful and knowledgeable.
That's awesome, especially the fact that they work with people nationwide. So you have to have the kind of that tech savvy and be able to work with people through these issues. And I'm kind of in the same boat. We work with people all the time in different locations, and it can be challenging, but you work through it. And that's great to hear kind of that positive experience with Gregory so far. Everybody looks at retirement a little bit differently and has a different vision and kind of different idea of what it looks like. What were your biggest concerns kind of as you were preparing for this next chapter?
I think the biggest concern was making sure the income was going to be solid, no surprises, that we'd have some savings in case of emergencies or a catastrophic event, praying that never happens, but to have that backup, and then to have a little bit of extra money in case we wanted to do something super special or super large that we wouldn't have to be like scrimping and saving from the monthly income. So to basically go on as we have been living, knowing that we had a solid income coming in and that savings and other issues could be taken care of. So that's been, the process has been great. And that is all in place. And I'm very excited. My husband was a little tentative, but I want to say that Gregory and his team have been great about getting him on to listen to the whole spiel again and answer all his questions. They've just gone above and beyond to answer all our questions and get us know exactly where we're at.
Gregory, those pretty common concerns for a lot of people coming in, just the income piece and making sure they can live the lifestyle they want to live.
Sure, sure. Retirement's all about cash flow in retirement. We need to make sure that we have more money coming in than going out. And for a lot of federal employees, we're on salary positions, and when we approach retirement, it can be a little bit scary making that leap into retirement, wondering where money is going to come from. Are they going to have money that's going to last them through retirement? And we addressed all those concerns with Kathy and her planning.
I wanted to add that the planning and the income was for the rest of our lifetime. So given we don't know that number, having a solid plan that takes me all the way through as long as we're going to live is extremely secure. I feel very secure in this plan.
That's great. And so, Greg, kind of take us into that federal employee benefits analysis. I know that's a big part of what you do. You don't have to be specific in terms of, what you've done with Kathy's per se, but kind of how do you use that to kind of help figure out some of those answers when Kathy and her husband come in and someone like her come into your office to work with you?
The first thing that we did with Kathy is, of course, we gathered information from her and tried to best understand her situation and what her goals and needs are. And then from there, we put together for everybody, for every federal employee, we put together a detailed retirement report. The report we did for Kathy was roughly 30 pages long. It went over every benefit of hers in detail, addressed what her options are, and tried to accommodate her the best that we can, and making sure that she made the right decisions when she did her separation paperwork, and she is now transitioning into retirement and feeling great about it. And so the report really identifies all of the benefits and cash flow needs against expenses to show what we're looking at as far as income in retirement, and knowing that income's going to be there, bills will always be paid, and we have money that will last us for the rest of our life. Income is generated in a safe way, in a guaranteed way that's provides a lot of confidence in retirement.
Again, you can get that free analysis by going to federalretirementexperts.com. You can also call 727-935-2421. And I know you two were talking a little bit, and I'm not as familiar with the process for federal employees in terms of preparing for retirement, but I know they offer seminars, right? But that's one area where it might seem like it's supposed to be helpful, but it not always is it?
So I was offered, the National Park Service offers federal retirement seminars at different parts of your career, and you can take it at beginning, mid-level, and at the end of your career to kind of get a sense of what you would like to look at. And I found those seminars very helpful. However, it's a lot of information. It was 3 inches of paperwork that I looked at because I printed it off to read and ask questions. And it covers all types of federal retirement. So some did not apply to me. And I mean, there was good information. I really enjoyed knowing, but I was a little bit confused at which way I was supposed to go. And some stuff was kind of vague, and they were not I didn't have a direction to go in to start saying, well, okay, I'm 5 years out, I'm 2 years out, what's my next step? So when I started seeing advertisements, I thought, well, I may find someone that's the expert, and nowadays having a financial expert or financial planner is the thing is best because they know the whole playing field, and I don't have the time to learn all that and to know it well. So why not get someone that knows what they're doing and then plug in what I need? And so that's what federal retirement experts have done for me. And it's been a great process. It really has.
Do you hear that a lot, Greg, where it's I work in a different area or a different part of the federal government, and these things didn't really apply to me, and I wasn't sure exactly, how specific it would be towards my situation. So I know that's really where you come into play, isn't it?
Right. You don't need to become, an expert yourself in all of your benefits. And not only that, but there are different retirement systems, and not all federal employees are part of, you're typically in one retirement system. So you don't need to learn them all. You don't need to go through every detail of all of the planning and figuring out all of the calculations. And it's great if you do. And you do go to the seminars. The seminars are great. They're great information. We do seminars within government agencies too, of course. But it is a lot of information. It is a little overwhelming. It does burn you out. And so having, and more importantly, at the end of these seminars, you're left with all of this information, but not anything to implement. There isn't something to show you, okay, now we've taken all these calculations and we've put it into a plan, into a report to show in a detailed way with graphs and charts what retirement looks like, what your benefits look like, and how these all coincide to making a plan that you feel great about.
All right, Gregory, I'm going to throw it back to you a little bit and flip this conversation some. We've kind of learned a little bit more about how Kathy's experience has been with you. I'm kind of curious, what's your experience been like working with Kathy and her husband?
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. It's a pleasure getting to know Kathy, of course, with all federal employees. But no, it's been especially nice getting to know Kathy and, learning about her situation and everything, about what her planning is. She's just a wonderful person. She has a nonprofit charity for animals that she's passionate about. And it's wonderful seeing those types of things, especially from federal employees. Federal employees, are just in general wonderful people. I mean, the federal employees across every agency in America, federal employees are trying to make the country better, the world better. They're trying to accomplish goals, and whether it's from the National Park Service and keeping our parks safe and protected, to the National Institute of Health, to helping cure diseases, and to the CDC that's protecting us from these diseases, and to the National Institute of to other agencies like NOAA, protecting our oceans. So, and NASA, of course, protecting our skies and space and atmosphere. So going from agency to agency and seeing how federal employees are all working together to make the world essentially a better place is wonderful to see. And then Kathy, aside from that, helping to protect animals at the same time. So it's wonderful to see something like that.
That's great. And that's part of what you have planned for retirement, right, Kathy? Sounds like you're going to stay pretty busy.
Yes. Well, thank you, Greg, for all of that. I have to agree with you. Federal employees do make a big difference, and they give back quite a bit in their own time. So yes, one of my passions is saving animals, and we focus on cats, but we work with a lot of dog rescues. And I've been keeping a notebook about all the plans I have with my husband and I and what we're going to do. And the other day, one of my coworkers asked me what I was going to do, and I had kind of a 2-year plan already, in fact. And they went, I thought you were retiring. I said, I am. I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it, but I'm not going to be sitting at home. I'm going to be very busy. And I'm looking forward to continuing some of the things we've started, but now have a little bit more time since I don't have to worry about working. And that this whole process with the retirement experts has made that happen. It's going to be a smooth transition, and we'll be able to continue the things we wanted to do for a while. And we're still young and healthy enough to do a lot of things that we have kind of put on hold because we have jobs. So this is going to be great. And I'm happy. I'm sad to go because I love where I work and love what I do. And I love my coworkers, but I'm ready for the next chapter.
That's awesome. We're excited for you. And I know, Gregory, a lot of the work you've done to get her to this point so that she's excited and ready and confident about doing what she wants to in retirement and not having to worry about every dollar that gets spent. The process doesn't end there, though, right? For clients of federal retirement experts, you continue working with these employees into retirement, correct?
Right. We want to make sure that not only is the transition into retirement smooth, we know exactly what to expect, but also every year going forward, checking in throughout the year and having annual reviews to make sure that we're staying on track through retirement is also a part of our service and what we do, and something that we're proud of. And it's wonderful to see. And our clients are sending us postcards and pictures of their adventures and trips, and it's wonderful to stay in touch with hundreds, if not thousands, of federal employees nationwide, and seeing how retirement is shaping out for them.
Well, it sounds like you could do some interesting postcards from Kathy and her journeys with her husband in retirement. But Kathy, we do appreciate you taking some time today to hop on with us and to kind of share your experience and share your story a little bit and kind of help others, hopefully kind of see what that looks like and how helpful it's been for you along the way. And we wish you nothing but the best in retirement.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I do want to say that it has been a great process. I'm looking forward to keeping in touch with Greg and making sure everything goes smoothly. I have every confidence that this is going to be very easy. And like I said, we're very excited. There's no trepidation, and looking forward to getting into what I would like to do, what my husband and I want to do. And Federal Retirement Experts have made that happen for us in a way that we feel safe and secure. And going forward, I'm just excited, very excited. So thank you for having me today.
Yes, thank you. Well, listen, if you have any questions for Gregory, you want to learn more about Federal Retirement Experts, subscribe to the YouTube channel, number one, but also go to federalretirementexperts.com. You can go ahead and start that free federal employee benefits analysis through the website. And you can always call as well, 727-935-2421. No matter what branch of the federal government you work in, what you do every day, Federal Retirement Experts can help you. Gregory, thanks for your time as always. Enjoyed this conversation and learning more about your process, and we'll do it again soon, hopefully.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us as well, Kathy.
Thank you.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Federal Retirement Experts is a wholly owned subsidiary of Jameson Financial Solutions. This material has been provided by a licensed insurance professional for information and educational purposes only and is not endorsed or affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any government agency. It is not intended to provide and should not be relied upon for accounting, legal, tax, or investment advice. The information and opinions contained in this program have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed. They are given for informational purposes only and are not a solicitation to buy or sell any of the products mentioned. The information is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation.